Formula One is standing at the edge of a massive shift, and it all comes down to something as simple, yet as powerful as the tires. The FIA has officially opened the bidding war for the 2028 supply contract. But this isn't just another behind-the-scenes negotiation. One of the biggest names in motorsport is refusing to play by the rules. Michelin, the French giant with decades of racing pedigree, has said no to the FIA's long-standing demand for high-degradation tires, the ones deliberately designed to fall apart. Instead, they're pushing for something completely different: durable, performance-driven rubber that would let drivers attack every lap without fear of running their cars into the ground. If they succeed, it won't just tweak Formula One's strategy. It could tear apart the foundation of how the sport has been run for more than a decade. The question is simple but explosive. Will F1 cling to engineered chaos or dare to unleash a new era of flat-out racing? For more than a decade, Formula One has built its races around a controversial concept: high-degradation tires. These are compounds designed not to last, but to fade away. They create pit stops, strategy shakeups, and unpredictable races, at least on paper. Fans either love it or hate it. On one side, the argument goes that fragile tires force teams into clever strategies, spice up the order, and keep the outcome uncertain until the final laps. But the other side, especially drivers, argue it ruins the essence of racing. Instead of pushing flat out, they're constantly told to lift, coast, and save the rubber like it's made of glass. And that's where Michelin has drawn the line. While Pirelli, the longtime supplier, is willing to stick to the FIA's formula, Michelin has refused. Their CEO put it bluntly: they want tires that destroy themselves. We don't know how to do that, and we don't want to. This isn't just a disagreement over tire chemistry. It's a clash of philosophies. Should Formula One prioritize entertainment through fragility, or should it embrace raw performance, where the best drivers and teams shine without artificial limits? Michelin's refusal has set the stage for a showdown that could either force the FIA to bend its rules or risk losing one of the biggest names in motorsport. But to understand why this fight feels so seismic, we need to go back to the last time Michelin was in the sport. From 2001 to 2006, Formula One wasn't just about Ferrari versus Renault, or Schumacher versus Alonso. It was about Bridgestone versus Michelin. Each supplier worked hand in hand with its partner teams, designing compounds for specific cars, specific circuits, and even specific weather conditions. The rivalry was intense. A single tweak in construction could swing a race weekend. Ferrari's dominance in the early 2000s was fueled by its exclusive Bridgestone relationship, while Renault, McLaren, and Williams leaned on Michelin's innovation to fight back. But the era also brought chaos. The most infamous example was the 2005 United States Grand Prix, when Michelin's tires were deemed unsafe for the high-speed Indianapolis banking. Every Michelin team pulled out, leaving just 6 cars on the grid. The scandal nearly destroyed F1's credibility in America and gave the FIA all the justification it needed to kill off the tire wars and switch to a single supplier. Now, with Michelin eyeing a comeback, those old scars are being reopened. The loudest voices in this debate aren't executives or engineers, they're the drivers. Lewis Hamilton has been outspoken for years, begging for tires that let him attack instead of tiptoe. He's called the current approach frustrating, saying it robs fans of the all-out racing they deserve. Max Verstappen has echoed the same point, frustrated by stints spent holding back instead of unleashing the car's true pace. And Fernando Alonso, one of the sport's fiercest competitors, has admitted he misses the days when tires were a weapon, not a weakness. Their message is simple: let us race. Stop turning tire management into the deciding factor of championships. If Michelin's vision wins, these drivers could finally get what they've been asking for, and the style of racing could change overnight. It's not just the drivers who would be affected. Teams have built entire design philosophies around high-degradation tires. Aerodynamics, suspension setups, even pit crew strategies, all shaped by the need to protect fragile rubber. Take that away, and the landscape shifts. Cars could be built for raw speed instead of tire preservation. Pit walls might focus less on calculating the perfect undercut and more on raw performance, and the balance of power could flip dramatically. Some teams, like Red Bull, have thrived under the current model, thanks to their ability to treat tires gently. Others have struggled. If Michelin's durable compounds return, the pecking order could be shaken like never before. Behind all the talk of racing purity, there's also cold business reality. Michelin isn't just protecting the drivers, it's protecting its brand. Why would a company that prides itself on durability and innovation want to showcase tires that disintegrate halfway through a race? For Michelin, it's bad advertising. For Pirelli, it's business as usual. They've been the sole supplier since 2011, fulfilling exactly what the FIA asked for: short-lived tires that create drama. And then there's Hankook, the outsider, once linked with a bid, now weakened after a devastating factory fire. The decision isn't just about sport. It's about billions in global marketing and how the world's most watched motorsport chooses to define itself. The deadline is already looming. By October 2025, bids must be submitted. Pirelli is expected to fight tooth and nail to keep its contract. Michelin, if it sticks to its demands, will test the FIA's willingness to change. And hanging over all of it is a simple question: is Formula One brave enough to rethink its philosophy? If Michelin wins, could it open the door to another era of competition between tire makers? Could we even see a full-blown return to the wars that once defined the sport? The FIA insists this tender is for a single supplier, but in F1, nothing is ever certain. In the end, this isn't just about rubber meeting road.
I think of that, I'm stelling on these with this speed in. In park today, tonight in Gantgifar. Think you burn off on the flag.
It's about what kind of Formula One we want to see. One path keeps drivers managing fragile compounds, dancing on the edge of destruction for the sake of strategy. The other unleashes their true pace, letting them go flat out from lights to flag. The FIA's decision won't just decide who supplies the tires, it could decide how an entire era of racing will be remembered. So the question now is simple. When the lights go out in 2028, will Formula One still be built on chaos, or finally set free by speed?